Good afternoon. It is truly an honor and my pleasure to have the ability to speak with fellow citizens of the greatest country on earth, the United States of America. Some of the bravest and brightest individuals reside in this great nation. From teachers to engineers to our men and women in uniform, a vast majority of the nation's citizens are outstanding members of society, and as a member of society, they are guaranteed the right to vote and help shape the future of America. For centuries, this right has been regarded as a duty to those who wish to give their input for the future. While this is the case for now, it may not be for long. There is legislation out for a new law that would require every citizen to vote, regardless of if they had any desire to positively change the nation. Ladies and gentlemen, for the sake of the future of this country, we cannot allow this to happen. I want you to imagine a world where absolutely everyone's input was accounted for. At face value, this may not seem bad. Everyone's voice would be heard, and that can only lead to positive outcomes, right? Wrong. Think of all the people who have absolutely no value to society, all those who lack motivation in their daily lives, those who do not care about the future. Currently, those who wish to participate in this great democracy must at least have the will and be motivated to enact change. If this new bill passes, not even that will be required. Along with this, there's another even more glaring problem with mandatory voting, and that is in its very nature of being mandatory. The word mandatory has never been in this nation's vocabulary. I personally believe that a sense of duty creates a much better product than one which is forced. During my time in the Army, I've had the pleasure of serving with some of the bravest and most motivated and driven men and women that I have ever known. And you know what they had in common? They were all willing volunteers. None of the men and women I served with were required to serve. They were not required to spend months in dangerous places away from family. They were not required to train tirelessly in every imaginable weather condition. They were all willing volunteers. These men and women had a sense of duty that compelled them, and not a totalitarian requirement, forcing them to act. I believe this is the same mindset that should be present when dictating the future of voting in America. Now, my beliefs are not shared by everyone. There are those who believe in forcefully requiring the public to vote. These people believe that because a percentage of the U.S. citizens do not cast votes, it means that their voices are not being heard. While it is true that about 40% of those eligible to vote failed to do so, I believe that if they truly value their voice being heard, they will simply do so. This may seem somewhat brash. However, a poll from NPR says that 53% of non-voters believe that their vote does not make a difference. If they believe this, then who am I to stop them? I would much prefer input from those who truly believe in making a difference, rather than those who could care less. However, to the other 47% of non-voters, I will not fail you. I will not allow a lack of time, resources, or availability prevent you from getting your voice heard. To conclude, I have faith in our voters. I say this because it is ironically the ones who are willing to go out and give their input on issues in our country in order to make a difference that will also decide on whether or not those who may or may not have that same desire get the same opportunity dropped in their lap. If I'm elected, I promise to you that those who desire to have their voice heard will be given every opportunity to do so. I will keep the act of voting a right for those with a sense of duty and not a requirement forced down the throats of the American people. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope my words have left a lasting impression, and I hope you take them into account next time you go out and cast a vote. I hope you remember that your vote is not meaningless and instead holds the power to change the nation. To everyone here, thank you, and God bless America. Hell yeah.
Nice.